Hello my friends, and welcome to another video. So today I wanted to talk about the doom of man. Avengers Doomsday, which is essentially the same thing, really. Not really, but I mean really, you know what I mean? It's the doom of entertainment. So now I think with this, and a lot of people are making a lot of speculations, and I'm just going to give you my criteria and tell you some of my thoughts on this. Do I think this is going to be a great movie? No. Do I think everything's going to be fixed by this? No. And here's my reasons why. Okay? They have spent the last 3, 4, maybe even 5 years, ever since Endgame, undoing, dismantling, and shitting all over everything that came before it. We learned through Loki that the Infinity Stones are trinkets. They're nothing. So that whole story arc of the Infinity Saga amounted to nothing. That the Infinity Stones aren't even that powerful. What's really powerful is the Time Variance Authority. I don't know how you claw your way back from that, okay? Unless the Time Variance Authority is destroyed, or there's just no undoing that now. No matter who you bring back into the series, the show, the MCU, whatever you want to call it, there is no coming back from that. You have eliminated the tension, the meaning, the struggle of everything that happened in the first few phases of the MCU. Not to mention, you've introduced a crap ton of the worst characters ever put to screen. You've got twerking, disgusting, foul, feminist, psychotic characters like She-Hulk, Agatha all along, Agatha Christie, whatever her name is, I don't care. You've got Echo, the legless, black, deaf person who, you've got America Chavez, or whatever her face is. I mean, they've introduced, you've got Captain Marvel and the Marvelettes. You've got all of these crap, worthless, feminist characters that you've introduced through the TV shows. And unless you start the movie killing all of those characters off, the female Hawkeye, unless you wipe all of them out through some MacGuffin, some token thing, unless you wipe all those characters out, you're doomed from the beginning. You're stuck with the Riri Williams in your universe, and nobody wants them. Nobody wanted them in the first place. The comics that are around those characters never sold. They never did well. It's just everything that they've done since Endgame, with very, very few exceptions, almost none that I know of, have they done anything good or worthwhile. They've either bastardized existing characters, tokenized them, made them pointless, worthless, or less powerful and less meaningful because of the characters they've brought in after the fact. Thieves, scumbags, losers, just the worst kind of characters in the world. I mean, Riri Williams alone, you could write an encyclopedia set of all her flaws and what makes her worthless and not hero material at all. Not even anti-hero. She's just She's just a dumb, stupid, ignorant, horrible black character that they've brought in. That they've taken every characteristic and token trait that's assigned to black people that's negative, and they tried to make them heroic in her, embarrassing all black people everywhere. I can't imagine not being embarrassed if I was a black person and they're like, that's who you gave us to be as our hero. You guys get Captain America, we get Riri the thief, the scumbag, the loser who could do all these amazing things but chooses to be the worst version of a black person possible. So they've wrote themselves into a corner. And everybody's just like, yeah, but the Russo brothers are back. Yeah, well, the Russos are the ones that gave us Endgame. One of the worst possible outcomes and endings for the Infinity series. You turned Tony Stark into the most selfish, egotistical, psychotic, loser, satanic being in the universe. He destroyed half of all the people's lives in the universe to save his kid. He sacrificed the lives and everything of half the universe because he brought them back years after they were gone. So their lives are wrecked. Their lives are destroyed. Their partners have moved on. Their houses are gone. Who knows what happened to all of the billions and billions of people across the universe because of Tony's selfishness. Because Tony didn't have the sense to go, hey, when you snap everybody back, make sure my life doesn't change. Make sure my life goes on. I'm sure they could have put that in there somehow, but they didn't. They made Tony the worst bastard ever. He sacrificed everybody to keep his kid and to keep everything that he had the way it was. He sacrificed everybody for himself, or half of everybody. And then they killed him, making everything that he had requested, everything that he wanted, absolutely pointless because Morgan grows up without her dad now. He's dead. He wanted to preserve everything he had, and he dies anyway. My God. And nobody looked at that as they were watching the film and went, oh, we messed this up, guys. We're the Russo brothers, and we're possibly the dumbest people in the world. We tripped and messed up the last step of a great run of the MCU. We single-handedly started the destruction of the MCU by giving one of the worst endings to a story that could. It was so convoluted. The time travel elements were so stupid and idiotic that I couldn't follow. I couldn't keep up. I'm like, I know you guys think you're being smart, and I'm sure you consulted Neil deGrasse Tyson or whatever his name is, which he's a piece of crap. I wouldn't consult him on the weather or what to eat or what your favorite cookie was, let alone asking him anything about science. The guy's a quack. He buys into gender theory. And so they made this convoluted thing where so Black Widow's dead forever because she was killed to get the Soul Stone, but somehow Gamora gets brought back through them traveling back in time, and then she jumps forward from a different time, and somehow that's okay. Gamora comes back to life, but Black Widow's dead forever. There's so many plot holes in that movie. So many screw-ups and mistakes that it's tragic. I mean, and the longer I've had to live with that film, the worse it has gotten. And then it led to everything that came afterwards. So I don't know how you solve all of the problems, all of the issues, everything that happened with one movie. And maybe two movies with Secret Wars. I don't care if you're bringing Robert Downey. I love Robert Downey Jr. I have always liked Robert Downey Jr. ever since Weird Science. I mean, I have just followed his career. I have loved him as an actor through his entire career. Chances Are, Only You. I mean, he did a lot of movies back in the 80s and 90s, and I followed him when he was on Ally McBeal. I mean, I love Robert Downey Jr., and I think he's fantastic. I think he played one of the greatest Sherlock Holmeses ever. He's just great. And I love all the MCU cast from the original films. But they can't save this mess. I mean, Chris Hemsworth couldn't save Thor, Love, and Stupidity. I mean, it's just... Tom Hiddleston couldn't save the Loki series. It just... the Wolverine, or Deadpool and Wolverine was a happy blip, but even it had the time variance authority and stuff. They're going to have that in this movie. And it makes everything essentially irrelevant. It really does. Because it was controlled by Kang the Conqueror, who's now not a part of the picture anymore because the actor they chose was a horrible, nasty, awful human being who's now basically going to be in prison and won't have time to come be in a movie. I mean, just every single thing that they have done cannot be fixed. I mean, unless somehow there's a moment where they take the trinkets, I mean, the Infinity Stones, the most powerful things in the universe, not anymore, and snap all the shitty characters out of existence. I mean, it's going to take a complete and total reset. But you can't do that in the first 5 seconds of the movie. You're either going to have to kill off the disliked characters one by one, which might seem cathartic to a certain extent, like, ooh, you get to watch all these horrible, shitty characters die one by one. But that's not what I go to movies for. I go to movies to be entertained, not to be disappointed and have to watch Riri Williams and Brie Larson and all of the other stupid, idiotic characters get killed. I mean, unless, like I said, unless you're going to do that in the first 15 seconds of the film, I don't want to see it. I don't want to be. I want this to be good. I just don't know how you can make it good. Especially when you're using the same two guys who fucked up Endgame. Pardon my French there. I apologize. Lord, forgive me. Be with the Star and Pygmies down in the beginning. Amen. I really try not to swear on these. But I'm so frustrated with them screwing everything up, pretending that they're going to fix it, and then they don't really fix it. They just double down. They just push it harder. They just because I'm sure the Russo brothers think what they did in Endgame was great. The Russo brothers showing up to be in Captain America's little group, talking about how he's a gay man who finally went on a date. Well, good Lord, thank goodness that the gay people didn't get snapped away. We need to make sure we make sure that the LGBTQIA plus ZMLFMOP didn't get, we got to make sure they didn't get snapped away. It didn't need to be in there, okay? But that somebody sat around at that meeting going, we got to make sure we show that the gay people survived. Do we really? I mean, I just assumed that some of them did. Did we have to, I don't have any problem with the gay people survive. It's just like, did you have to make that a thing in the film? Why? Because representation, and we want to be considered for the Oscar awards. We're never going to win because we're a freaking comic book movie. Just make a good movie. Who cares what the Oscars... Anybody in Hollywood who's trying to make films for the Oscars now, you immediately you might as well just not make your movie, because the Oscars people are going to like it, but nobody else is going to go see it. Nobody. So let me know what you guys think. Let me just ask you guys this question. You can answer me in the comments. How do they fix this? How do they un-F this F up? Essentially. Because I don't see it. I don't see how they can do it. I don't know how it could possibly be possible unless you say at the very beginning of the movie they somehow flip everything back to the end of Infinity War and start over again from there. And basically unwrite Infinity War and start rewriting the MCU's history from Infinity War. Then I could see it working out. And then the time variance never exists. That was all just a fluke, flunk, or flank, or whatever. And then reintroduce the characters that they're going to keep and act like the characters that were bad never existed. There never was a Riri Williams. There never was a Agatha all along. There never was any of these idiotic characters that nobody asked for or wants. So I just, how do you fix an F up this bad, this big? I mean, and it's sad because it did not need to happen this way. Let me know in the comments what you think. Are you going to go see Doomsday? Because I'm not really planning on it. I want to. I want to get on here and go, I'm excited. I'm going to this movie. And that just doesn't happen to me anymore unless it's like an anime movie that I know that at least the Japanese aren't going to try and screw it up with DEI and all the other crap that goes on in Hollywood. I mean, it's so rare for me to actually go to a movie and enjoy it now that made me so gun shy. I'm just like, well, I'll wait till some reviews come out and then maybe I might watch it when it comes out for free on a thing. And that way, if it's crappy in the first 10 minutes, I can shut it off and I didn't spend anything for it. It's just, I am so gun shy. And I think that's why the theaters are in trouble. Because it used to be you could go to a theater, watch a movie, and you had a 50-50 shot. You had a 50-50 shot of something being good or bad or whatever. Now, it's like 70-30, 80-20 that it's going to be bad. 80% possibility of bad, 20% chance of good. Or you're going to watch the movie and that's how much of it's going to be good is 20% and the 80% sucks. So you walk out just going, anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Hope you're having a great day and thanks for watching. We'll talk to you next time. Bye now.